Good morning, everybody, and welcome. I guess this is our first online video session like this. I just want to do a quick recap of operations with radicals. This was the last section that we did before we ended up going onto the March break. So a quick review for those of you who were absent. So a radical is essentially a root. It is a number with a square root sign over it. So square root of 25 is equal to 5 because 5 times 5 is 25. We don't have to have square roots. We can have cubed roots like this one here. We can have quartic roots with a little 4 above it. These are really similar. A cubed root would just mean that a number times itself 3 times would give you the number underneath the radical symbol. So in this one right here, 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So the cubed root of 8 is 2. Okay, so that's really how radicals work. We can write radicals as entire radicals, or we can write them as mixed radicals, just like you would a fraction. So these are entire radicals because it's just a number under the root sign. Okay, this is the 4th root of 12. It's just a number under the root sign. These ones down here are mixed radicals because there is a coefficient and a number under the root sign. Okay. So let's take a quick look at a few examples. So we can simplify radicals. I'm not going to do all of these, but let's say we're looking at root 12. Okay, I'll do my best to type it over here. Root 12 on its own, I can't turn it into a whole number. If I plug it into the calculator, I'm going to get a decimal. And you know me, how much I hate decimals. We like keeping things accurate. So what we're going to do is simplify radical 12, but keeping it without a decimal. So I can take the number 12 and I can break it up into 2 factors. Okay. I could pick 6 times 2. I can pick 4 times 3. Now, the reason that I would pick something like 4 times 3 is I can take 12 and break it up. I can't take root 3, but I can take the square root of 4. So since I can take the square root of 4, I'm going to. Okay? So another way that we can write this is we can write it as root 4 times root 3. Okay? So I've taken root 12. I've taken 12 and broken it up into 4 times 3. I can take square root of 4 and times it by root 3, so I can break this radical up. And now I can simplify. I can simplify root 4 to 2. And I can't simplify root 3 past that, so we're just going to leave it as root 3. So root 12 simplified is 2 root 3. Okay? And these, if you decided to plug them into your calculators, you would get the exact same value. Okay. All right, let's look at another one. Let's look at, actually this one might be worth it. Let's look at 80, root 80. Now I'm going to take a couple steps on this one just to show you that if you don't get the right factors right away, it doesn't matter. You can keep simplifying as many times as you need. So if I have root 80, because I'm a math teacher, I know that 16 is going to go into here. But if you can't see that right away, think about a nice number that you could take the square root of. So I can take root 80 and I can break it into 4 times 20. Because I can take the square root of 4 and 4 times 20 is 80. Well, the square root of 4 is 2. And I can't take square root of 20, so I can write this as 2 root 20. Now, the square root of 20, I can take the square root of that by breaking it up again, so I can simplify that further. I can break the number 20 up into 4 and 5. The square root of 4 is 2, so I can bring that outside now. And I can't take the square root of 5, so it stays under the radical symbol. Now you just simplify and combine your 2 coefficients. 2 times 2 is 4, okay? And you are left with 4 root 5, okay? All right, we're gonna stop right here, just so these files aren't too long, and then you can join in the continuation of our review.